All right, two-step word problems, two-step equation word problems. So a new one-year membership at Roswell Tennis Center costs $160. A registration fee of $28 is paid up front, and the rest is paid monthly. How much do new members pay each month? So the first thing you need to do when you're solving equations is figure out what's the important information, because sometimes they give us stuff that's not really needed. Sometimes they give us more numbers than what is needed. Sometimes they give you exactly what you need, but you need to know what does the important stuff represent. So the total cost is $160. So that's important information because we're solving equations. So we know that 160 is what our equation is going to be equal to because that's the total they have to pay. We know that they have a registration fee of $28. Now, a registration fee you pay up front. You don't have to pay that every single month. You just pay that up front and then you're done. And then we're trying to figure out the rest is paid monthly. How much do members pay each month? So these are the important things that we are looking at in this problem. Now, it says that the rest of it, they pay monthly. Well, I know there are 12 months in a year. So whenever I set this up, and I have my variable that represents how much they pay each month, this variable is going to need a 12 as the coefficient because we're dividing whatever's left over into 12 months to figure out how much is going to be paid each month. So I have that the variable represents the monthly payments. Which is why we need that 12 to be in front of the equation. In front of the variable. Now, sometimes the problem will tell you, use this variable, use this letter for this variable. Sometimes it won't. My rule of thumb is if it does not give you a specific variable, then just use X. If it does give you a specific variable, then use that specific variable. Otherwise, we can just use X. It's fine. All right, so my registration fee is $28 plus the cost per month equals the total of $160. Once you have your equation set up, and it does, if you have 28 plus 12x equals 160, or if you have 12x plus 28 equals 160, it doesn't matter. It's going to give you the same thing. So now I solve. I'm going to subtract 28 because out of this $160, I know that 28 of that goes to the registration fee. So 12x equals 132. So 132 is how much you have to pay for a year, but we're breaking that into monthly payments. So we're going to divide that by 12, and that is $11 per month. All right, let's look at number 2. Jasmine, her cell phone company charges her $35 a month. So she pays that. Regardless of how many text messages she sends, she has to pay $35. That's her constant. That doesn't change. Plus, she has to pay 50 cents for each text message. That changes, how much she's paying changes based on how many text messages she sends. How many text messages does she send in a month if her bill was $52? So 50 cents for each text message, And we're solving for how many text messages. So I know that that is my variable. And her total was $52, so I know that's what my equation is going to be equal to. So the equation that we're using, it says use T for the number of text messages. So she pays $35, regardless of how much she spends or how many text messages she sends. She's got to pay that $35. That's her constant. It doesn't change. Plus 50 cents per text message. We're solving for text messages, so I know that's where my variable is going to go. Equals 52. Because that's the total of her bill. So now to solve this, I'm going to subtract that 35 from the 52 because I know that 35 is what's going to her, just her monthly bill, right? So I'm subtracting 35 and 5/10 times T, or 50 cents per text message, equals 17. Now I'm going to divide by 5/10. And that means that she is sending 34 text messages.